Hey everyone, so this week's topic is on relationships. For the friends' perspective, right now I don't really have any friends, so yeah, my friend is my husband, and that's pretty much it. I don't have any in-person friends whatsoever. Relationships for significant others, I will say that you need to be honest and open for any relationship to work. I know that for a fact. And with eating disorders, there's usually two sides to negative aspects of relationships, I guess. The one is not wanting to affect them negatively because of your eating disorder. And then the other one is getting into a relationship and it being abusive, whether verbal, physical, emotional, whatever, and staying in it because you think you deserve it because of your problems. And both are absolutely wrong ways to deal with them, but those are usually the common things. My first boyfriend was in my first year of college. I've had two boyfriends, one of them being my now husband. But my first one, I was in California and he was in Missouri. And I met him through a forum, mental illness type things. He was basically in them helping people. And, yeah. So he made you feel special and like he cared. Yeah. So anyways, long story short, I ended up going to Missouri to go to school with him. And it was a good college, and I wish I could have finished. But another story. But in our relationship, when I got there, basically, he liked me because I was easily controlled. Yeah, and I stayed in the relationship because, one, I didn't want to hurt him by saying, it's over, and two, because I thought I deserved everything. So I stayed. And I had a chance to get out of it, and I didn't stick with it. But, and then I had to be kicked out of school until I got treatment. So I had to go move to Georgia with my sister and brother-in-law. And while I was there, my brother-in-law was determined to find me a new boyfriend. So he was looking for people in his squadron, but the person he was thinking wasn't around, yada yada. So he deployed to Kuwait, and his roommate, he was young and just got out of a relationship, so he decided that he would hook us up through Facebook. So, yeah. Long story short, that is my now husband. So I met my husband in Kuwait while I was in Georgia. So, yes, I met him on Facebook. But, so, both of my boyfriends were met online. And I know that sounds horrible and awful. And while the first one turned out bad, the second one, somebody was on the other end and knew him. So, it wasn't like I was meeting a total stranger. Someone in my family met him and knew who he was. Yada yada. So, and because of him being deployed, I got to talk to him online through email, Facebook chat, IM chat, For 3 months, I got to talk to him, which made it nice because with any source, you're usually balled up and you're not going to talk whatsoever. And I'm one that I won't talk in person, which is why I've had all my therapy has failed because I'm never honest with my therapist, ever. I just can't talk in person. I have to do it through writing. Writing, I can get everything out. When I'm talking, I usually stumble on my words, and what I'm thinking, I can't get to come out. And it annoys the heck out of me. And then there's also just me being too scared to say how I'm feeling. Yeah. So I had that 3 months to talk to him and be open about everything. And he actually didn't push me away because of my problems. He stuck with me, and we're married. We've been married 3.5 years. We have a daughter that we adopted. Anyways, thinking of other things. Yeah, so the key to our relationship is me being honest. And the problem I still have is being honest in person. I always still write him emails when I need to get something out. I know that sounds horrible, but it's a start. I'm still a long ways off from good recovery. I just can't talk in person to anyone. It's just really difficult. So, and the problem with my writing is I don't get everything out because every time I'm feeling down, I don't just sit down and write to him saying that. So I keep that in, which is bad. It's never good to keep your feelings inside because they will come back to haunt you. They just build up until they explode. So, which is never good in a relationship either. So, let your feelings out. So, yeah. I was going to say something else I thought about at the beginning. Gotta be open and honest. And when you are in a relationship, you have to be very understanding with your significant other or spouse, whatever they may be at that time. Just as how you're dealing with a lot of your feelings, you put it into your eating disorder or other mental illnesses, the way they're going to deal with how you're treating yourself is going to be different than lots. Some will be extremely supportive and be there for you every single time and always be calm and whatever. Some are going to back away and act like it doesn't exist. And that is just their mechanism of how to deal with it. And we have to be understanding that everyone deals with problems different ways. And it's not because they don't care about you. It's just that they're trying to be the best person they can be for themselves and you. So sometimes they will act like it doesn't exist. They're just going to ignore it and wait for it to go away. And I know that it's hard, but it's just how they deal with it. So anyways, my husband He's kind of in the middle of those. At first, whenever I was always mentioning how I felt fat and that I hate this and that of myself, yada yada, he would always say, no, that's not true, you're gorgeous, you're this, you're that, positive aspect. And then he gets to the point of he is completely frustrated and he's just like, shut up. Literally, he yells and says, shut up. And it's hard at that time because I'm like, well, that's how I feel and I don't know how to make it stop. But that is just how he's deals with it. He gets very annoyed because everything he tries to say, it just goes past me and I just keep saying how horrible I feel about myself. So yeah, it's just something I have to deal with and realize that it's just how he deals with things. Anyway, if you have any questions, just let me know. I didn't quite know what to talk about. But that's my 2 cents. So the question is embarrassing moments. I can think of 2. I probably had more, I never remember them. The first one that I remember, I usually forget about to tell. It's really embarrassing, but this goes along the lines of me being open and honest. And yeah, so I was in 1st grade, I think. And I really had to go to the bathroom, like really bad. But it was story time or something, I think. So we were all sitting on the floor listening to the teacher. And I really had to go, but I was scared to raise my hand because I didn't want the focus to be on me. I didn't want to interrupt the teacher and feel like I was being disrespectful. So, and another thing, I was deathly scared of toilets. I don't know why, I just was, especially the toilets at the school. So I didn't raise my hand. I just sat there. But I ended up having to go so bad that I couldn't hold it any longer. And I didn't tell my teacher or anyone because I was too scared. I was just like, it should be good. And so I had this big, oh my goodness. I'm glad I was in 1st grade and little, because otherwise this would be completely embarrassing. But I had this huge brown spot on my pants the entire rest of the day until I went home. And I went home the regular time on the bus, everything just like normal. But I had this big brown spot, and I know I hate it. The only thing that I really vividly remember is having to get up to get like glue or something for the craft we were doing, and then walking back and 2 kids at a different table as I passed them pointing and laughing. And that was embarrassing. It's funny now, but it was completely embarrassing at the time. It's just awful. What was the other one? Oh yeah. This was after high school. I went to the ER for something. I think it was like racing or feeling. I don't remember everything, but they ruled it as an anxiety attack. But anyway, I was there, and in my gown, and I had to do a urine sample. So I went to the bathroom, I come out, and I'm walking back to my room, and a nurse comes up to me and has to pull my gown out of my underwear. Yeah, that was embarrassing, too. Yeah, I don't know why they all have to end up with situations for the bathroom. But yeah, those are my two most embarrassing moments. So anyways, hopefully you get a laugh out of it. I don't know. Yeah, any questions, just ask. Talk to you later.